So I want to shoot a short video and talk about what to expect when you start freelance copywriting. And this is from my experience. I want to share my journey of what it looked like when I very first started to where my career went or where my journey in copywriting went. So when I first started copywriting, I wouldn't even say I found copywriting. Like I wasn't actively searching for it. I kind of stumbled across it. I used to be a personal trainer. To get clients to that business, I used to just do what every other personal trainer in the gym was doing. They were, posting stuff on social media, just trying all these different things, speaking to friends and family, doing flyers and things like that. And that didn't really work for me. Yes, it generated some clients, but I kind of wanted some mentorship and help and guidance with my fitness business, right? So I joined a mastermind group, and the importance of mastermind groups and learning from people who are already ahead of where you want to go is mind-blowing. Everybody should have a mentor. I don't care what you're doing. And it was all about helping people grow their fitness businesses. It was a membership platform and it had loads of training in there. And one of the trainings that I came across was from a guy called Dan Meredith about copywriting. I'd never heard of copywriting in my life. So I watched this training and he was talking about how he was writing words on the internet and making money from it. And from that video, that point forward, I was completely hooked on the idea of copywriting. Now, I wasn't fully converted at this point. I just thought I could use copywriting as a way to get clients for my personal training business. And that's what I did. So I applied what I learned in that training and then got clients for my personal training business, which was fantastic. I then fell out of love completely with training clients. Like I just didn't find it fun at all. So what I did then was I decided to go all in on copywriting. Because for me, copywriting was a better vehicle for making an income online. My goal is to have loads of freedom, loads of flexibility to go and ride my mountain bike and travel the world. And I couldn't do that working in a physical location training clients because I'd obviously have to be at a physical place. Whereas with copywriting, I could essentially work from wherever I want on a laptop. So that was really appealing to me, as it is for a lot of people. The fact that you can work at home office if you choose to, like this, like I'm at now, at a coffee shop. I also like working in coffee shops. You could work literally from anywhere in the world. As long as you've got an internet connection, you are golden. That was what was really appealing to me about it. So when I became hooked on copywriting and decided this was going to be my new career path, I literally went through this stage of consumption, got obsessed with copywriting and marketing, bought every single book I could get my hands on. Maybe I'll do a video one day of my favorite copywriting books, but I bought a few books, well, a lot of books, and just absorbed myself in this world of marketing and copywriting. So I could learn the principles and fundamentals of what copywriting is and how I could make money with it. I wasn't necessarily reaching out to clients at this point and trying to get people to pay me to write for them because I didn't feel confident to do that. Kind of a common thing I hear from people about getting over imposter syndrome when they're starting this. I've got a really itchy head. Anyway, I consumed content, bought courses, bought books, listened to podcasts, watched YouTube videos like this one, just to immerse myself in the world of persuasive writing. And then I started reaching out to clients and actually joining Facebook community groups. So I was joining groups of basically groups where my target audience, online entrepreneurs, were hanging out. So through that, I made a ton of connections and friends. People would call this networking. I don't really like the word networking. And that's essentially where I got my first few clients from. I actually got a lot of my clients from the same network area. So like people would refer me. I'd do a good job for one company and then they would say, oh, are you interested in doing some work for this person? They need this doing. And that's kind of how my network grew. And it didn't take long before I was at a point where I was increasing the prices of my services and actually turning people away because I had too much going on. And so I reached a point where I was quite comfortable with just working with a handful of clients because at the start I was just doing one-off little projects to almost just get started, make some money and prove to myself that this copywriting thing was a legit business. And it is a legit business, just for anyone asking. I actually then signed with 2 or 3 main clients who became my main clients for copywriting for the next 3 years. I was on a retainer deal with them, so they would basically pay me the same amount every single month to do essentially an all-you-can-eat copywriting package when it came to email marketing. So anything to do with email marketing, email copywriting, I would do. So there was a lot of work involved. It was great. I had the freedom and flexibility to work how I wanted, but I was working quite a lot of hours. Like I was working a lot. And it was good because I learned a ton about the business I was working in and copywriting. So the main client I was working for 3 years was an Amazon coaching company who taught people how to start and grow a business on Amazon. And I had no idea what this was when I first started. So what I did was I followed their training in this course they were selling and launched my own Amazon business, my own e-commerce business. So I could learn what the hurdles and struggles were that potential customers might have to joining and starting an Amazon business. And then I applied all that to my copywriting for this client. So when I was writing emails to people who hadn't bought from us yet, I could speak in a way that would help them overcome obstacles, answer questions about joining their course and mentoring. That kind of carried on for about 3 years. What I wish I'd actually done now, and this is what I would definitely do and have done in the past, in the more recent years, when I'm doing deals with copywriting, I look to try and secure equity deals or revenue share deals. So most copywriters will get paid for the project they're doing, or a retainer like I was just explaining, and that's it. Now, when you're working with bigger clients, you can organize and negotiate revenue share deals. So say, for example, you do a bunch of copywriting and that copywriting earns the client X amount of money. You can take a cut of that because you're entitled to it, because you helped that client make that money. So say, for example, you were helping a client make a new webinar and you did the webinar script for them, and you've maybe even put it together for them, and you wrote all the email copy for it, you helped promote it, everything. And let's say that webinar over its lifetime closed £100,000 in sales, for instance, and you negotiated a 10% revenue share deal on any sale that was created through your copywriting. That would mean you'd be entitled to £10,000 on that £100,000 worth of sales. So, and that's by doing nothing, because you've already done the front-loaded work. So this is all kind of like what you call passive income. I don't like the word passive income, it gets thrown around a lot. But essentially that's what it is. That's what a revenue share deal is. And they can be negotiated, well, for like months or even years. Depends how long you're working with a client for. And it's kind of like a pay-per-performance deal, which is kind of nice for some clients because they only pay you when you produce them results. But also at the same time, when you start making the client a ton of money, it can also have the reverse effect in like, well, you know, if a client makes £1 million off your copywriting, taking 10% of that 100 grand is quite a big chunk of money. So you can see kind of like where this plays out. Revenue share deals are very, very cool for copywriters to have. It's something that I would definitely recommend everybody checks out, especially when you're getting started with freelance copywriting. It's something that when you're established, you should most definitely have, because it frees up your time and also helps you make more money without doing any more work. So you can take on more clients or you can grow your business. And that's essentially what my copywriting journey has looked like. I work with a few main clients on retainer deals with some equity on the side, and that's how I grew. I kept my business and my copywriting very lean. I didn't grow into an agency or marketing agency like a lot of other people do. I kept it really lean so I could travel and ride my bike. So I hope that was useful to you. That's what you can expect if you want to start freelance copywriting. There are some useful links in the description below for getting started with copywriting. And any questions, comment below and I'll get back to you with a message or even a video. See you in the next one.